It would come to light that the prosecution had irrevocably changed the course of YNW Melly's trial, which would ultimately lead to her tragic demise. In the YNW Melly trial, the prosecution used 4 album covers and 58 songs as evidence. The lyrics relating to the crime against Zach Chaser and Juvie were among them, including "M on My Mind," "Six Kisses in Virtual," and others. Because the recently appointed judge is permitting a lot of evidence to be presented during his trial that the former judge did not, this was expected. The lyrics are his family's name on a t-shirt, yellow tape wrapped around his body, and destroyed, reloaded, and fired my gun twice. He surprised me. He took me by the hands and said he was afraid to go. My Fergo, I informed him that it was too late. Natuate. The lyrics of "It's Time to Say Goodbye" would need to be altered. You can only imagine how serious this is, but the prosecution would then double down in court to keep Melly from being released on bond by presenting the judge with evidence from his phone, where he would confess to the crime via text message hours after it occurred.
Asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
I interviewed, they also found a video that had been filmed from someone's Facebook Live and showed Melly in Borland reacting to the murder 6 hours after it had occurred.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! The dog still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
As the day started, Melly became quite irate in the courtroom since they were observed not showing any grief for the deaths of their 2 best friends. To quote, Melly's ex-girlfriend, Maria Hamilton, was free from the Paul Reed detention facility this Saturday, February 8, after a judge decided to release her during an emergency hearing on Friday. For the very first time, Maria had been in direct contact since he handed himself in 2019, because this would eventually result in YNW Melly's lawyers appealing for his own release as well. The judge even agreed when it was shown that Mr. Demons had been detained for 222 days. Perhaps one of the 150 state lawyers upstairs could sit in this case if none of the 3 are available, or maybe the other 2 assigned to this case could step in. Judge F is focused on Melly's case, which is what he needs, and he is not playing games. Let me clarify why Maria's release is detrimental to Melly though. Her Facebook post on Sunday said, "I love you so much, Village. Thank you. My plan, not God's." She apparently took issue with the way the local news covered this.
Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Before YNW Melly's trial, Maria Hamilton, who had been ordered to testify against Melly for what she knew, just fled the country. The only thing the feds need is her to attest to what occurred to Zach Chaser and Juvie at the upcoming retrial, and to state that, should she be released from custody, she will testify against Melly. The federal authorities found all of the evidence in her iCloud account and observed the questionable behavior associated with Melly, forcing her to not testify, a practice known as witness tampering. A life sentence in jail awaits Melly as she is found guilty of Zach Chaser and Juvie.
6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a 2-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a...
Although YNW Melly may be found not guilty for placing Chaser in Juvie, the feds have confirmed that Melly was guilty of witness tampering, which carries a life sentence regardless of whether he did the felony to place Chaser and Juvie in Juvie. Before Juvie's father conducted his own investigation and asked everyone in the area for information, including the code words Melly used against Maria to urge her not to testify, the FBI began investigating her after people in her hometown began to talk about her involvement.
crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
And like to me, they're going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna, and they said Rockets.
Melly's initial court appearance before his retrial didn't go well because he showed up there without a haircut and in a very angry state. Similarly, the court was shocked to learn that Melly was incarcerated. Melly needs to carefully consider his options for a lawyer because, according to a report, he has been held in our jail for 2,159 days.
Let me repeat myself. Mr. Devlin has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office. But I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week. And then I'm asking for at least a day or two. At
You
minimum.
can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all.
As it happened, this was the pivotal moment for Mel's attorneys to get his release from prison. Mel's attorneys would then double down and tell him that he hadn't been treated fairly there, citing an interview with Mel's mother in which she stated that Mel isn't even allowed to use a phone or even check his own mail, acknowledging that the judge was shocked that he had been incarcerated for more than 2,000 days.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it.
Then, in the same interview, Jamie King describes a particularly distressing experience in which she expresses her utter despair and powerlessness because he isn't even receiving human-like treatment.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
His mother had experienced a similar circumstance. Thus, Rap OG Boy would even discuss Jamie King's anxiety. Ultimately, this had a big effect on the rap industry.
Then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, 'cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was doing.
After that, the court would ask the prosecution to defend everything, stating that Melly should at the very least be placed under home arrest. That's when the Fen intervened and charged Melly and Borland with new crimes, saying that they found strange documents in a bag containing all of the jurors from Melly's first trial during a raid on Borland's home. These are pictures of purported notes found during YNW Borton's house search. The caption says,
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
Jurors are meant to remain anonymous during a trial. Thus, this is absolutely illegal. The responses from DJ Academics are as follows.
Keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f
you're gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. Like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
They would then give Melly's lawyers one last chance to make a strong case for Melly's release, pointing to evidence from the first trial that Melly texted his ex-girlfriend Maria Hamilton while the crime was being investigated, and that he was caught on GPS running from the men on the street and hiding in a bush.
Or he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
A car containing members was after Melly, according to GPS data that tracked her as she ran down the street. The fact that Melly informed the new judge buddy that no handgun was ever discovered lends credence to the drive-by theory.
So